Master manifester, manifesting my reality, visualizing it, and bringing that vision closer and closer until I'm living that reality. I'm a master manifester. I've been manifesting since I was 7 years old. That's as far as I could remember. Laying back in the bunk bed. I remember thinking about ice creams and all of that. And the ice cream truck would come down the street and like 5 minutes later. I remember. And then when I turned 16, the staff at Challenger in Lancaster, California, Camp Challenger, he came inside that box. They had me isolated, man, about to send me to CYA. He came inside that box and taught me how to visualize. And I visualized myself up out that box. I visualized myself up out that camp. And now I'm on the streets. I'm on the streets of South Central LA again, man. But I know about visualizing. See, that's the difference. I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell nobody around me about it. But you know what? A couple of months of being out, I got locked up again. You see right here, this is the story of my greatest manifestation. So bear with me, man, because everything is controlled by our mind. All praises to the Most High. I find myself in juvenile hall again because of a gun, man. I was running from the police. I throw a 9mm in the trash can, try to come back around the apartments, and they draw down on me. I say, I ain't got nothing. And they looked in the trash can. One of the neighbors probably told, man. And now I'm in juvenile hall. I go to court, and they told me, I'm going to California Youth Authority. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You feel what I'm saying? So I go back to Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall and I start visualizing like I learned about a year ago inside a Challenger in Lancaster. I start visualizing. I just start seeing myself out. I did the same thing that I did in the box in isolation. The next time I went to court, I had a new probation officer. Her name was Miss White. And she had a brochure and she said, look over this brochure and I'm going to come back and talk to you. So I went back up in the holding tank in court and me and a couple of guys looked over the brochure. They had horses and football, wrestling, weightlifting, student athletes, man, high school diplomas, military future, all that. And she came back and I said, I want to go. 2 weeks later, I was in Schurz, Nevada. I mean, I'm talking about the middle of the damn desert, man, in a chuck wagon type tent type thing. We was there, man. We was so deep in the desert, we heard the coyotes howling at night. We was so deep in the desert, we had to walk half a mile just to take a shower in the shit, man. I mean, I came from Watts, South Central LA, whatever you want to call it, the East Side. I was supposed to go to California Youth Authority, but I visualized myself inside the Dirty D. That's what we used to call it, the Dirty D, the Dirty Desert, because see, it was 3 different phases to this program. The program is called Rite of Passage Charter High School. And it's a beautiful program, man. It's like a last chance opportunity. And it's in Nevada. It's all the way in Nevada, all the way in northern Nevada, man. We drove a long time to get there. It's the first time I ever seen snow. The first time I ever seen lizards just running around and coyotes at night. And all we did was exercise in the morning. When we left the damn tent, it was 3 different tents. When we left our tent in the morning at like 4:30, we didn't come back until like about 9 at night. Then we shower, walk a half a mile, a quarter mile to shower, a quarter mile back, go to sleep, and do it all over again for 90 days until we get points, until we graduate to the student athlete campus. And I graduated from that campus, man. I graduated to that campus. Man, we ate pancakes and waffles. We had a selection of orange juice and apple juice and grape juice, man. I was like, damn, I'm in jail. Look, half of the people there was court ordered, and the other half was rich kids who parents put them like a military school type thing. People literally pay big money to be in here, and I manifested being in here, man. We used to have football games and basketball games and wrestling matches against other high schools in the area like Carson High, Nevada Carson High, Lake Tahoe, North Lake Tahoe, Yerington High School, Furling. We went all the way up there to Winnemucca. I learned a lot of stuff, man. There, I was just a regular dude from the hood with a gun about to go to YA, California Youth Authority. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I start visualizing, and now I'm up in the snow doing push-ups on the damn football team. And it was so fun. They had a McDonald's card, so every time we travel, we always get the Big Mac and the fries and the big Coke and stuff. All of us, we all get the same thing. But it was just such a good thing. This is when I was on the track team. You hear what I'm saying? I was on the track team. Track was the best because when we went to the track meets, that's when all the girls was there. Like track got some fine girls. I think track got like the finest girls, in my opinion. Track. And people who run track and really run track, they be in shape for years, man. Like I ran track. I'm a track star. You feel me? Not a track star, but I ran damn track, man. I ran track like in the 11th grade. So listen, it gets better, man. It gets better. Bear with me. Master manifester, man. So I was in there in the 10th grade, the 11th grade, now in the 12th grade. No, I was in there in the 11th grade and the 12th grade. Yeah, the 11th and the 12th. And then at the end of it, you finna trip out from what I'm finna say, man. You are about to trip out probably. I'm finna reveal something that y'all didn't know. But I really don't care, right? Listen to me. At the end of all of that, I met this one guy. His last name was Pearsons. I will always remember Pearsons for the rest of my life, right? Unless I get lead poison or something. I will always remember Pearson. Why? Because one day his father came to visit him. Now, we on a student athlete campus. We like the big dogs. Now, we in the 12th grade. We got privileges, all of that. We can go back and forth from home visits because we already is starting to get a career plan. Before you graduate from this place, you need to have a career plan, right? So I didn't have one at the time. And his father came to visit him, and he had a Jeep Cherokee. They was just now coming out, and I was like, man, that Jeep Cherokee looked tight. And I'm like, what did your father do? And he said, my father is in the military. I'm gonna go to the military. And I was like, how you gonna go to the military up in here? And he said, I'm gonna visualize it. And I said, you know about visualizing? And he shook his head real slow. And I said, oh, I do too. And he said, yo, I do too. And we talked about it. We became best friends up in there, man. Pearsons from up north, from Oakland. Yeah, I still remember Pearsons, man. He was tall and lanky, skinny, real black, like JJ on Good Times, like one of them type of guys, right? But really cool, man, and quiet, real quiet like me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the army. I'm start visualizing the army, right? And sure enough, one day on career day, all of the military came. So I went up in there and every one of them came except for the Army and the Marines. The Coast Guard came, the Navy came, and the Air Force came. And I was about to go. I was like, man, I don't know about the Coast Guard. I don't know, sure don't know about the Navy. In the Air Force, I don't think that I'm even smart enough to get in the Air Force, right? So I'm just sitting there like, all right, I'm about to bounce. Like the Marines in the Army was going to come like some other time, but it just wasn't that day of the big career day, and I was disappointed because I wanted to go to the Army, because even up in the hood and stuff, you always hear about the Army specifically. So I wanted to go to the Army. How about the Navy recruiter? Listen to me, man. The Navy recruiter. He was like, hey, come here real quick. And then he said, hey, look at this. And he started showing me these pictures of all types of ships, all types of jets, all types of like people from Hawaii. Like he was like, look, I took this picture like 3 years ago up in Singapore. Man, it was so beautiful and all of that. And I was like, dang, for real. He was like, you like this? I was like, yeah. He was like, hey, sign right here, and we're gonna give you these ASVAPs and then talk to me and all that. And I was like, all right. I mean, I don't know. He was like, you gotta take your 12th grade proficiency test and your ASVABs. And if you score high enough, then we can talk. And I was like, cool. Man, I didn't know nothing. I was about as dumb as shit. You hear what I'm saying? I'm not even book smart like that, even still to this day. I'm more street smart. I'm more wise like type. So when they started talking about ASVAB and 12th grade proficiency, I got nervous. But the homie Pearson was like, man, you gotta manifest. This is the resistance of the manifestation. It's gonna be a little resistance. He knew more about me because he grew up with a father who knew this. You hear what I'm saying? So he schooled me a little bit more than what I knew. And it was hard at first. For like the first week, I was depressed because I knew I wasn't going to go to the Navy, and I probably was going to forget about the Army and the Marines by the time they come. But then I got it. I was like, oh, I started visualizing myself in Hawaii, specifically Hawaii, right? Listen, this is the crazy thing about it. All of a sudden, around the campus, the 12th grade proficiency cheat sheet came. It was being spread all out. Look, but you had to buy it, right? And I was in charge of the kitchen because I had high ranking in there. I was a 12th grader. So I gave this one dude a gang of peanut butter granola bars, and I passed the 12th grade proficiency. And then the ASVAB, I just guessed on all that. And they was like, when he came back, he was like, I got good news. I'm like, what's that? I already knew had good news because I was so deep into the manifestation. Like I knew I was fit to get it now. It was no stress, no worries. Pearson's, the homie, he knew I was about to get it. He got his. He got up in the Navy, but we never talked after I left. I got out before him, like 4 months. And he was like, I got good news. You passed everything, but your ASVABs is a little low, which means you got to go into the military as an as like not having a job, not having a rate. You feel what I'm saying? So I went in as an airman recruit. I went to Great Lakes, Illinois, man. I went to MEPS up in Sacramento, and then we went to Great Lakes, Illinois, man. Went to boot camp, did that. We graduated. We had the graduation ceremony where the in Chicago where Married with Children, that fountain that come on and Married with Children in the beginning, we had our ceremony right there. My mom still got the tapes and all of that. All of that, man. I visualized that, man. And then I got out there. I went to Pensacola, Florida, because I'm an airman. And I was gonna be an aircraft mechanic, right? But at the time I was just the airman. I didn't have a rate. So I went to Pensacola, Florida, and then you would never guess what the hell they sent me to. They sent me to Anderson Air Force Base, 36 Air Wing, in Jigo, Guam. Jigo is spelled Yigo. I was an HC-5 provider. Yeah, you know those big helicopters that carry stuff. It got just look at the H-46 Deltas. That's what I was going to be doing mechanic work on Guam. So now I go from juvenile hall, having the gun, about to go to California Youth Authority, manifesting rite of passage, graduated from Shears, Nevada, all of that exercise and sand all in my damn toes and damn near dying of pneumonia. Yeah. Graduated that, became a student athlete. I was running track, man. We was eating McDonald's, man. We was giving each other dap, man. People that graduated from that program, man, is in the NFL right now, man. Well, not right now because we old as shit. But you know what I'm saying, man? Military people, man. It was a program that I feel that I didn't even deserve, man. I graduated that, man. And the day that I graduated that, the Navy recruiter came and picked me up and drove me to MEPS. I didn't even go home. After I graduated that program in Yerington, Nevada, I got picked up by the Navy recruiter and went to damn Sacramento. Yeah, we drove all the way to Sacramento, man. We ate like 3 times. It was a beautiful sight, man. We talked, man, about all of the Navy stuff, man. I told him, like, I didn't even, man, the Navy was the last damn thing on my mind. My first daughter, Nicole, on my neck, was born in the Navy. Her mother is in the Navy. Her mother is a senior chief in the Navy right now, a beautiful woman. I don't think she liked me no more, but she cool, though. We had Nicole in Guam, man. Now I'm all inside of Guam. They used to say half a day. Half a day mean high and all of that stuff. Man, I went to Barragata. I went to Talafofo. I went to Two Lovers Points, man. I went to Chamorro Village. The people of Guam, the Chamorros, are beautiful people, man. The people from Palau and Saipan that come to the island because they are part of the Micronesia Islands. Man, I done kissed some of the beautifulest women in the world from manifestations, man. I'm telling you that right now, man. I woke up and ate jerk chicken, man. I went into the jungle and seen monitor lizards. On everything. I love Guam. Guam was the best place in the world still to this day. Nothing compares to Guam. I've been to Agate, Guam, Hotel Road. I remember the Globe. The Globe was the club that we used to all go to. I remember all of that. I remember the Micronesia Mall. I remember the chicken, the chamorro chicken and the red rice. I remember when they was cool and they give you a beer and you be like, how you doing, bro? They'll say, I'm Cherry, bro. I remember all of the damn legends, man. Oh my God, it was the legends, the manifestations of the spirits, man. Look, I'm gonna go deeper into Guam on another video, man, on that spiritual side. But let me tell you one story. Let me tell you one, the creepiest damn shit that I've ever seen in my life. Listen, so when I get to Guam, I immediately got a girl off base. I remember her name, Rebecca Brown. She was Chamorro. She was from the island. And I loved Rebecca. She was my best friend too. She was cool because she was a tour guide, because she was local, right? She knew all of the spots that the regular military knew. She didn't know. She knew because she was from the island. They had these festivals to where the village used to come, and there was lines of food, man. Free food, man. Everything was free, man. They are some loving people, man. I love Guam, man. So one night we we going to go see a rooster fight because I was always talking about it. We had some money, and they used to fight roosters in the jungle, right? No, I'm not going to tell that story. I'm going to tell that story on another one. I'm going to tell you the story about the movie, and then I'm out. Listen, one night we went to go watch the movie Stigmata. It came out in the theater, and me and her, we went to go watch the movie Stigmata. And it was the last one playing, right? So we watch it. It was creepy, and we coming out, and it's probably like around 12 something going on 1. And we the last people out. Like, the island is kind of like where we at. The island is kind of like dead at this time, right? Like real quiet. And we going out, and right in the middle of the walkway, like right where you coming from the parking lot, it was a little girl, right? And she had on a black dress, and she had on some black shoes, like some black schoolgirl shoes, and some white stockings, and she had some long black hair, and she was a Chamorro, and her eyes was white, and she was sitting in like the lotus position, like her feet crossed, and she was rocking back and forth and like shaking her head, right? And we all walking out the theater. So I didn't really pay attention to it. I didn't notice her. How I noticed her is because this big guy. Now, in the theater that night, it was a Chamorro dude. And this dude was like as big as one of them Samoans, because Chamorros kind of favor Samoans too, like kind of like. And he was like probably like almost 7 feet tall. Well, let's say like about 6'8" or something like that. About 400 pound, but not sloppy or nothing like that. Like a big football player type dude, right? When I seen him, he said something in their language real loud and stopped his family. That's what made me, when I seen him get scared, that's what made me look and be like, what the hell? I thought it was like gonna be some gangbangers. Cause at the time it was this gang called Agate Bloods. And they was, running the island, beating people up, doing different things and stuff, right? So I thought it was gonna be something like that, but I looked, and it was that little girl. And then I looked around, and all of the people was like doing like the cross, like touch the forehead, then touch the chest, then touch the right arm, then touch the left, like that Catholic shit. And then I seen the horror in their face, which made me start taking it serious. And then the doors opened because we was all going out, but she was right there, and they was all afraid to go. And then I went, and I was like, come on. And even the girl that I was with, Rebecca Brown, she was like, and they was crying. They was crying tears, man. And we all walked around her, and there was some people that was hiding their face from her, and she was just rocking like real fast. and shaking her head, man. And then I was like, oh my God, what type of, I called my mom. Look, Guam is so damn far away. 17 hours on the airplane. Look, have you ever ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner on a damn airplane? Guam is so far that if you leave Hawaii on Tuesday, right? No, listen, Guam is so far that you leave Guam on Monday at 10 o'clock and you hit Hawaii on Monday at 9 o'clock. It's like a total different time zone. We used to look, it would look on New Year's when everybody was afraid of Y2K and they was thinking that in the year 2000 everything was gonna go crazy. I called my moms and I was like, nah, nothing is gonna go crazy. Because see, Guam is a day ahead. We was in the year 2000 while people in the United States was in 1999. Man, God let me see so much stuff. I was in Tokyo. Man, I was in Tokyo and I went to the damn McDonald's in the airport and I ate a damn teriyaki Big Mac with some rice and some damn French fries. And I was like, damn, y'all sell rice and teriyakis at McDonald's? I'm gonna talk more about Guam. Peace.